funniest Jewish comedy act, and the Kosher ham will be number one. I have to get one thing, and then we will get started. Well, this is the last meeting of the Rabbi Search Committee before we interview the final candidates. And if we don't hire someone today, the board is going to kill us. I don't think anyone appreciates how much work we've done since Rabbi announced he's abandoning us to become a fancy schmancy author. But I have a good feeling about today. After all, it's Hanukkah, the day of miracles.
And it's going to take a miracle to find a rabbi everyone in this community can agree on. You know how long it's taken us to get to this point? How many candidates did we get? About 1,000?
More than that. I never realized there were so many Jewish Renewal rabbis. Not to mention all the Unitarians, the Sufis, and the Buddhist monks who applied.
And it was a lot of work narrowing the field down to those candidates who can meet our vigilant Boulder standards.
You're telling me I'm the one that had to go into the Akashic records and check out all the candidates' past life history.
Well, I had to check their astrology charts and their astrocartography charts to make sure that their planetary aspects were in alignment with ours. Well, I had to find out their fitness levels to make sure that they're athletic enough. After all, we know that they don't let anyone move here unless you ski, mountain bike, and rock climb.
So, Ellen.
My name's Eliana. I wish people would stop changing their names already.
So, Eliana. Now it's all up to you. You're going to be the one to interview the final 4 candidates because it would be far too overwhelming if we were all there.
We'll all be behind that one-way mirror watching. But we're counting on you to do a good job.
I'm really nervous. I hope I can do this. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Besides, it really doesn't matter who we hire because statistics show that 99.9% of all rabbis who start soon after a popular rabbi leaves don't last anyway.
I'm going to go into the waiting room and see if the candidates are ready and make sure they've got enough latches.
Okay, I've got my list of questions, but is there anything else I should be considering?
Yes, you should definitely check out their fashion sense. Rabbi Kirsten's wardrobe will be a really hard act to follow. But they better dress well, especially since in my job as rabbi's assistant, one of my benefits is getting hand-me-downs.
And for any of the guy candidates, check and see if they're single, because it would be so cool to have a cute available rabbi. And make sure that they can afford to live in a nice big house so we can have meetings. But they better be into feng shui. What about their knowledge of Torah? Okay, I think I'm ready. See you guys later. Good luck. Okay. And these resumes in order. Oh boy, I'm really nervous. Hope I can pull this off. Send in the first candidate. What?
Welcome. And you are Rabbi Premananda, Siri, Katara Karpulsa, Nazarene, Goldblock.
Okay, Rabbi Goldblock. Tell me a little about yourself.
The most spiritual thing in the house was the gefilte fish. That is pretty good. I felt a deep inner calling to leave Judaism, find a real path with more meaning, follow my heart. It nearly killed my parents, but after I left, I became fully committed to Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Wicca, Native American tradition, Catholicism.
Okay, we get the idea. So why did you decide to become a rabbi?
I realized that I had achieved this incredible inner centeredness and a depth of wisdom from all these traditions, and that it was my mission to share these qualities with other people. And let's face it, no one needs inner calm more than the Jews. And so I figured, what better way to get their attention than to become a rabbi?
And why are you interested in coming to Boulder?
This is obviously the perfect place for me. With all the Buddhists, Sufis, Christian mystics, and that's just in the Jewish Renewal congregation. I know I'll feel right at home.
Could you describe how you would lead a typical service?
Sure. The most important thing is that I've been very inclusive of all types of beings. No one should feel left out. There'll be headsets provided, so the service could be translated into different languages for everybody there, including Tibetan, Sanskrit, Vietnamese, Hmong, Arabic, all the important languages. And I would make sure that animals were invited. They would definitely help raise our vibration. And animals have been so discriminated against. So as Jews, we have a lot in common with them. And we have to invite all the disembodied spirits in the area. So sad how the undead don't have places to go daven, don't you think?
Yeah, sure. Why is it that you left your last congregation back in Long Island?
Like the people in my congregation, you wouldn't believe it. Because they were so pushy and obnoxious and really demanding. They were calling me day and night to little things, like a baby was born. Or somebody died. Can you imagine? They were such nurses, it was driving me nuts. Finally, began to dawn on me what the real problem with them was. They were all Jews. What? So that's why I had to leave and come to Boulder, where I played there hardly any Jews in your congregation.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. We'll be in touch.
Namaste.
What, you as a little? Next candidate, please. Welcome, Rabbi Sheket Bavakasha. Excuse me. Oh. Sorry. I'm not used to being spoken to. I was meditating. I spend most of my time meditating. This has put me in far greater attunement with the angels than most other rabbis. Words cannot express
stubbornness at his knees. That is why I rarely use them.
Okay, just a second. Would you mind telling me what made you decide to become a rabbi?
I will gift you with a tale of my holy epiphany. I was in the Himalayas, in a cave, meditating for many years in silent seclusion. One day, as I sat meditating, I heard a still small voice. And this still small voice said one word, Rabbi. That is when I knew I was destined to become a rabbi. Then I remembered Reb Zalman, who is very well known in the Himalayas. I got off my laptop and I sent him an email. My holy essence was so intense, he could feel it online. He emailed me Sneaka right away. Just then, I heard a crash, and outside of my cave, a boulder had fallen. That was when I knew I was being commanded to come to Boulder and be your rabbi. If you did get position here, how would you lead services? The only way to achieve a profound connection to Hashem is through silence. I would lead all services, High Holy Days and Shabbat, in complete silence. Of course, I wouldn't actually be there because I don't work on Shabbat. I become so spiritually elevated on Shabbat to be around people who stir my aura of divine grace. But you could project a holographic image of me onto the bima in this position, and you could meditate on my essence. You could also meditate to my CD, which all members will be required to buy, The Sound of Silence.
What about life cycle rituals? Do you have any experience with those?
I don't actually do life cycle rituals except in cyberspace. The fact is, I don't really like people very much. They interfere with my experience of absolute perfection. In fact, your less than evolved energy is disturbing my divine grace. That's better. One last. No, we have already spoken too much. The wise know when to be still and listen to the voice within.
But
Oh, shut up!
Rabbi Maya Mishbach, you're next. Hi, my name's Eliana.
Hi, Eliana. My name is Maya, and I am a recovering Manischewitz addict, an incest survivor, a bulimic, a workaholic with masochistic tendencies, which really helps me out a lot as a rabbi, and many other addictions too numerous to mention. The reason I'm sharing all this is I believe it makes me the best possible candidate for the job, because the most important part of being a rabbi is the ability to model honesty and vulnerability and to share your personal process as often as possible. And I really, really believe in the wounded healer archetype. As you know, Jewish Renewal attracts a lot of wounded Jews. In fact, I think it's a requirement for joining. And you name the wound, I have it. a certified drama counselor, a past life regressionist, a performance artist, and when all else fails, I do colonics. Wait, I'm having an attack here. My therapist tells me to do EMDR. But I guess well, part of the problem is this is Hanukkah. Hanukkah is the worst possible time of year for me. I mean, first of all, I'm a Laskaholic. And second, I'm a compulsive gambler, and I just lost $10,000 playing dreidel games with the Hebrew school kids over there.
Yeah, Hanukkah's really a tough holiday. So, how would you lead services for us?
Oh, well, first, I would have everyone introduce themselves, being sure that they confess to all of their addictions and problems, because that brings everyone much closer together. Then, when we get to the Shema, I introduce primal scream therapy. I have everyone scream as loud as they can. Shema! This takes them so deep they can't even finish the rest of the prayer. And while they're recovering, I run out and I get a quick cup of coffee and a Snickers bar.
You don't do an Amida?
Well, they can do the Amida, but I need a break by then. I mean, I have to take care of myself, don't I? As Hillel said, if I'm not for myself, who am I?
So how do you take care of the congregation?
Take care of the congregation? Are you all codependent or something? That last question went way over my boundaries. I've never worked for a congregation that is so self-absorbed. I'm out of here and this interview is ended.
Rabbis have been such disasters. There's only one left. You better be good or we're in serious trouble. Send in the next candidate, please. Hello, you must be Rabbi Lilith Friedwoman. Whoa, that's quite a handshake. So, Reb Lilith, what is you about Boulder? I hear the Republic of Boulder is quite a town. There's a lot of people here active in the revolution to dismantle the oppressive, misogynistic, corporate-driven Republican agenda and, God is willing, create a new, healthy, feminist, environmentally aware paradigm of personal power. Describe how you lead services. Services? Are you kidding me? Have you picked up a copy of Tikkun lately? Do you know what's going on in Bosnia, in Rwanda, in Palestine? Oh my God! There is no time to sit in shul and daven when there are people suffering out there. No. I do not lead services. I lead marches and rallies and demonstrations. The candles I light on Friday night are for a candlelight vigil. That's where the real work of the Shekhinah is going down. Where we're out there making a difference, not hiding our heads under a prayer shawl. Well, what about the children? You know, the problem with Jewish kids in this country is that they are spoiled rotten. Not witness true suffering and oppression. Take the ridiculous bar mitzvah ritual. I mean, the last thing kids need when they reach puberty is some big wasteful party. What I do is they send them off for a year to Nicaragua or Kosovo or to a Native American reservation where they can learn what Tikkun Olam is really about. That's what it takes to turn them into women and men. Why don't we just change the subject? How do you feel about performing interfaith marriages? Well, I think the two women really love each other. The power of that strong feminine bond should be enough to overcome any differences in their lives and their religious backgrounds. What if a man and a woman really love each other? That does happen sometimes in our community. How do you feel about performing intergender marriages? Are you kidding me? After women have worked so hard to finally take our power back, why would any self-respecting woman willingly submit herself to a lifetime of oppression from a god? What the hell is that? It's water. No, that cup. Is that styrofoam? All I could get here is the Unitarian Church. Can't believe this. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Doesn't this congregation follow the laws of eco-cash roots? You are actually willing to destroy the biosphere of this planet just to satisfy your own selfish little needs for convenience? I am very upset. I don't want this job, and I'm going to go report you to the eco-kosher police. Oh my God, she was awful. These have been the rabbis from hell. Everybody's going to be so mad at me. Oh, Boulder Shalom. We need your help. Excuse me. Yes? I'm here for the interview. I heard you're looking for a gabbai. Oh, gabbai. A gabbai? Yes, a gabbai. An assistant, a manager, a handyman. Oh, I'm sorry. You must have misunderstood. We're looking for a rabbi, not a gabbai. We just finished the interviews, and as you can see, they were horrible. Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. Let me help you clean up the paper. And let me ease your mind about something. While I was in the lobby waiting, I noticed, here you go, you ran out of latkes. Well, don't worry. I had just a few drops of oil, and I fried up about 10 dozen of them. I think they'll last you about 8 days. Wow, thank you. That's really nice of you. I wish the rabbis that I talked to were as considerate as you. Oh, they were so into their own personal shtick. Oh, I know what you're talking. I worked in a lot of shows, and I've seen some of those rabbis. They are so self-absorbed. In the congregation, when the people really needed someone to talk to, they came to me instead. So, what should I do? I can't face the committee after this. Oh, I think you need to relax. Breathe a little, yes, and trust in Hashem. The answer is probably right in front of you. Yes, it's like my Zaidi always says, Hashem provides. My Zaidi, he was a very learned man. He was a rabbi. He taught me everything he knew. So you had a pretty good Jewish upbringing? Oh, no. I came from a very special family, the holiest of the holy. This is a very interesting show you have. Actually, this is the Unitarian Church. We don't even have a building. Oh, the first synagogue I ever worked at, they didn't have a building either. So I built them one. So I don't have a bill. What? You think I got my tools here for nothing? But we don't have any land. Oh, land, man. Land is not a problem. I believe the
in my house. You know, I just realized every synagogue I ever worked for, things have just come. You know, I think if you trust in Hashem, everything will be just fine.
What did you say your name was?
Oh, my name is Elijah. Elijah Daniel, but you can call me Elijah. Listen, maybe sometime you'll need a gabbai. I'll be happy to come by, no cost. You seem like a very nice person. Oh, look there. Back there is a loose electrical plate. It could be very dangerous for you. Don't worry, I'll fix it. Thank you. Yes, no problem. Elijah. This guy's terrific. He'd make a great rabbi. He's warm, he's down to earth, he's normal. He even knows how to make his own latkes. I may be crazy, but I'd hire him.
Eliana. You're not crazy. He'd be perfect for our community.
Don't you remember when we met with Reb Zalman? He told us not to be tied down to stereotypes of what we think a rabbi should be.
Don't you think we should check his astrology chart first?
George Smart, he's got parts.
Maybe we should run this by the board first.
Don't worry about the board. If they have any problem with this, we'll just pay him off.
All right, I think that will do it. Oh, well, very nice to meet all of you. Shalom Ubraka. Wait. How does 45,000 sound?
I'm sorry.
50,000.
I don't know what you mean.
I like the 60, but you sure drive a hard bargain.
Oh, you do want a gabbai.
Gabbai, rabbi, we're not hung up on titles here. We're an egalitarian community. Besides, you're just the mensch we've been looking for.
Okay, so I'll bring my tools and my Torah.
I can start tomorrow.
It's our Hanukkah miracle. Hashem, a rabbi. We've hired a rabbi today. We don't have who we thought we'd get, but this may be the best one yet. Hooray, hooray.